Thanks to the students from Mrs. D's Italian class in Louisville, Ohio for getting us started today. I'm Asia Celestino with a look at headlines. And first up, we head to Flint, Michigan, where residents are dealing with a toxic water crisis. It's gotten so bad that the National Guard has been called in to help.
Genesee County Emergency Management, water filters.
Volunteers and state troopers went door to door this week in freezing temperatures, handing out bottled water and filters because families still can't use the water coming out of their faucets.
You can't drink it, you can't bathe in it. It's ridiculous.
The water in Flint has high levels of lead, which can be toxic to humans, affecting the brain, often causing lower IQ and behavioral problems in kids. School children were tested for lead poisoning Tuesday, but the problem started nearly 2 years ago when the city changed its water source and started drawing from the Flint River.
It's been very difficult. My kids have been getting sick.
Michigan's Governor Rick Snyder is under fire for his handling of the water problem. Snyder says he first learned of the potential dangers in October, but there are reports that his office may have known about it months earlier. Now, the Justice Department is investigating. Next, we move to the country of Syria and the ongoing civil war. This week, aid workers were allowed into the city of Madaya to deliver food. What they saw were horrific conditions of people starving and begging for food. The United Nations and Red Cross were allowed in for the first time since October. These are the images they saw: children and adults starving to death, malnourished and sick. Residents had been cut off for months by the Syrian government, living without any food or water. Activists say some have resorted to making soup with grass, with some already dead from starvation. All this happening just 30 miles from the capital, Damascus, in fertile hill country. The area was once controlled by rebel forces trying to topple Syrian President Bashar al-Assad. Now they and more than 40,000 residents are trapped, surrounded by Syrian government forces who have sealed off all the roads. This video shows residents begging government soldiers to let food pass through. And after it made international headlines, the Assad government did allow humanitarian food relief to enter the city. Last up, the nation's second largest city will once again have a pro football team after more than 20 years. NFL owners voted yesterday to allow the Rams to move from St. Louis back to Los Angeles. The deal also gives the San Diego Chargers a chance to join the Rams in LA. Both teams would play in a multi-billion-dollar state-of-the-art stadium in Inglewood, about 10 miles from downtown LA. The Chargers have 1 year to make their decision to stay or go. If the Chargers don't go, the Oakland Raiders would have a chance. The biggest losers in the deal might be the St. Louis fans, who are now left without a football team.
It's just depressing to see a team that I loved and just poured all my Sundays into for years just leave.
LA Rams!
The Rams will start playing in LA next season. All right, coming up, a new way for young people to recover from a concussion.
If you see a teen or adult suddenly collapse, the first thing you do is...
Call 911.
And the second thing you do is...
Push hard and fast in the center of the chest at a rate of at least 100 beats per minute.
Who even knows what 100 beats per minute sounds like?
When you get down by the way I use my vocal performance, then no time to talk. Music's not whenever they kick the grounds inside the phone.
All right, Demetrius is here with us to talk about traumatic brain injuries. Over 300,000 happen on American sports fields every year.
Yeah, Asia, and the group that's hit the hardest is teens. But a new study shows that the road to recovery may be quicker if you walk.
Now, is that giving you any symptoms, Cameron?
Nope.
At the Jacobs School of Medicine and Biomedical Sciences,
Now go backward.
Dr. John Letty checked out 16-year-old Cameron Sullivan for concussion symptoms. In early December, the high school junior got that concussion, her first, playing basketball.
I was going to take a charge and a girl went up for the layup and pushed as she went, and I fell back and slammed my head against the ground.
A concussion occurs when a blow to the head causes the brain to move inside the skull, which can change the way the brain functions. An MRI or CAT scan typically doesn't reveal evidence of a concussion. Teen concussions often happen as a result of athletic activity.
Does that hurt?
No.
Letty examined Cameron and invited her to join a new clinical trial on acute concussions among teens between 13 and 17, the age group that takes the longest to recover.
Okay, can you go a little faster?
Yes.
Usually people who get concussions are told to rest, but those taking part in this trial are told to exercise.
Change the blood flow in their brain from an abnormal pattern that we saw with concussion to a normal pattern that we saw with healthy people.
So Cameron walked on a treadmill every day for 20 minutes at a gentle pace while monitoring her heart rate.
We don't have any treatment for concussion right now. There's no pill you can take. Really, all you can do is sort of wait until the symptoms go away. In this case, we're hoping that by engaging the beneficial effects of exercise on the physiology of the brain, that this will actually speed recovery in kids with acute concussion.
The power of this study is it's in younger athletes.
Pediatric neurologist Barry Kosofsky of New York Presbyterian and Weill Cornell Medicine says he's eager to see the study's results.
We'll have some guidelines and try to get them going faster, and everybody can benefit as long as it's done in the controlled way.
16-year-old goalkeeper Julia Whipple was one of the first to enroll and successfully complete the trial. Back in September, she collided head-on with an opponent.
It was extremely hard. I'm always used to doing workouts with my team and running around, and so walking around every night at a specific pace was it was hard because I knew I wanted to go faster.
Dr. Letty says that's the biggest challenge.
The risk is that someone who is doing this approach could do it too aggressively. It's happened in some of my patients, but they learn pretty quickly that they can't really push it too far because they get symptoms.
A lot of damage can be done by these concussions, and the more information you have, the better.
Demetrius Pipkin, Channel 1 News.
Thanks, Demetrius. Okay, after the break, his real identity is unknown, but his message with graffiti has made a mark worldwide.
Need help? We're here. Whether you're feeling sad, frustrated, or happy, we've got you covered. There's someone who understands life from your perspective. YourLifeYourVoice.org. They're here to help you figure it all out. All you have to do is call or click today. YourLifeYourVoice.org.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know wherever you are.
Over the past 5 years, people in Africa and the Middle East have fled war in their home countries. Last year alone, 1 million landed on the shores of Europe, seeking a new life.
Right, and many more are still stuck in refugee camps with no sign of moving. But now, a famous artist, whose works of graffiti have appeared out of nowhere, is making a political statement. Take a look. You may have seen his work before, but never his face. Banksy, the mysterious graffiti artist, recognized for his stirring political messages that often appear on the streets, walls, and even bridges of major cities worldwide. Now he has a new message for us, this time in northern France, in a place called The Jungle, a series of temporary tents that are home to approximately 5,000 refugees. And it's right here that Banksy made his latest statement, an image of Apple founder Steve Jobs, whose biological father was actually a Syrian immigrant. Banksy said in a statement that Apple is the world's most profitable company. It pays over $7 billion a year in taxes, and it only exists because they allowed in a young man from Homs, a city in Syria. As a huge influx of people from war-torn Syria increases, and the recent terror attacks in France cause tension around Europe, New York Times culture reporter Melina Ryzik says it's no coincidence that Banksy chose here for his latest works.
He knows exactly when to strike. I mean, this is a big issue. It has been for a long time, but now sort of globally it's reached maybe this boiling point where we're all paying attention, and he knows exactly when to put up these images that are really accessible, that people can understand and grasp.
Banksy's images have always thrived on controversy, including powerful images in the Middle Eastern areas of Gaza and the West Bank. In a new twist this summer, Banksy opened a nightmarish exhibit on a theme park in England called Dismaland. In the exhibit, Cinderella's coach crashed, swamped by paparazzi. Now, the street artist has gone one stage further, using materials from the theme park to start Dismalade, a shelter and playground built for refugee children, built by Banksy's anonymous workers, all created for the hope of a better future. And to learn how other artists have made an impact through their art, head to channel1.com.
All right, guys, that's all for now, but we'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Good morning, Shafer Sharks. I'm Maya, along with
Luke,
Mike,
and Shannon.
It's Thursday, January 14th, Day B, National Dress Up Your Pet Day.
Woof. Meow.
And now, would you please rise for the pledge to the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag Thank you. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you. You may now be seated. Please listen to our morning announcements.
Today's weather. Mostly sunny today with a high of 43 degrees. For lunch, breaded fish fillet, mashed potatoes, steamed broccoli, dessert, fresh fruit choice, along with your original healthy milk.
Happy birthday to Marie Coxsmith, Trinity Smalley, and Francisco Martinez, who celebrates their birthday today. Let's hear that birthday song.
Happy, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Blow your candles out and make your wishes come true. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
The library is closed today. I repeat, the library is closed.
Today's Shark announcements. Dance practice will be held today after school. Please meet in Miss McKenty's room, 218 after school.
Yoga is a great way to stretch, relax, and build your inner and outer strength. Starting January 19th, we will be having yoga after school. Please come see the nurse to get a permission slip or if you have any questions.
And now here's Mike.
Starting on Tuesday, January 19th, Shafer is starting a jump roping club after school. In order for you to participate, you need to fill out a permission slip that will be located outside of Mrs. O'Hay's classroom, room 007, the engineering room. All permission forms need to be returned to Mrs. O'Hay by Friday, January 15th.
Are you interested in an exciting 6-week program where you will learn how to eat healthfully, be active in different ways, and build personal skills to live well for a lifetime? Then join the Teen Cuisine. You will learn to cook healthy meals and snacks. Yes, you get to eat them too. This will take place on Tuesday starting January 26th until March 1st, 2016. If you are interested, come see the school nurse for a flyer.
There will be a cancer support group starting in Shafer soon. If you have someone in your life with cancer and are interested in being in this group, please let Mrs. Newton in guidance or Mrs. McLaughlin in the nurse's office know. The group will be here to provide support and information to give to you and give you an opportunity to meet other kids in the school who can relate to what you are going through. Please let Mrs. Noonan or Mrs. McLaughlin know by Friday the 15th if you are interested.
That concludes the show for today. Make this day a good one. Keep it classy, stay beautiful.
Oh.